Hey everyone, welcome to episode 4 of Judge Jodi, Paxton Road TV's Premier League Player Ratings show. I'm super excited to introduce my very special guest this evening. I'm sure most of you know who it is. We have SUBSRCRIBE TV, everybody. SUBSRCRIBE, Bob. Thank you for coming on. I'm so excited to have you on the show.
Absolutely fantastic. It's kind of a bittersweet moment, obviously. Happy to be on here, but wish I'd come on here under different circumstances. But hey ho.
I was going to say, I wish I was more excited about our performance over the weekend, and I wish I was more excited about having you. I mean, I'm very excited to have you here, but yeah, I mean, yeah, what can we say? I mean, I was going to ask you how you were, but have you had a chance to reflect over the match, or are you still as annoyed as I am about Spurs ruining your weekend? How are you feeling?
I think I'm getting more annoyed as the days are going by. As the days are going by, I was obviously there for the live watch along on We Are Tottenham TV, so I managed to see the full 90 minutes, and then afterwards to the fan phone-ins, and I was beginning to feel better, and all the fans were coming on moaning and whinging, rightly so. Yeah. And then I'm feeling so shit that I didn't even do the day after the day before show, which I normally do. So no, it's it's just unfortunate. The thing is, we've gone from the high of looking so dominant and strong and committed against a Man City side to just lethargic, limp, and weak against obviously a buoyant Palace side. But no, man, 3-0. We shouldn't be losing 3-0.
Yeah, I think going into the match, like, you know, for me personally, I think always when we play Palace at their home, you know, it's always a bit nerve-wracking for me anyway. And then obviously we had all the injuries and everything from our side. We had so many kind of things against us anyway going into the match, and then you know, you saw the lineup, and then it was like, and then it just kind of catapulted from there. From my perspective, it was, I don't know, to lose 3-0 is just really disappointing, the way that it was
asking. Yeah, no, the starting lineup with the 3 defensive midfielders, it was asking for trouble, Joe. It was just asking. It was just asking for them to attack us. You know, the mindset was evident even before we kicked the ball. We were going to defend. We were going to be negative, and that's probably the most negative I've seen. Even before Jose, and I'm not Jose's biggest fan. Everyone will know how anti-Jose I was, and man, it was out of the. I like to say it was out of the blue. A lot of people saw it coming, but I didn't. I probably did see a negative performance coming, but not like that. Not like that.
Yeah, I know. For me, it was just a disheartening performance. Like you said, we were top of the league. We all knew it probably wasn't going to last long, but just to go down the way it did, and I think for us having the international break, for me, just at that time, just really didn't do very good things for us.
No, worst timing ever.
Yeah, but and then we got just I mean, we'll get into it, but you know, in terms of what happened in the match, you know, there's so many things that just didn't go our way, like. But hey, I mean, I think a lot of lessons can be learned.
Continues.
A lot of lessons can be learned, and I think for me,
I hope so.
I'm always positive. Let's move on. Try and I don't know how we can regroup ourselves. We've got Chelsea in the next Premier League game, but you know, we got Rennes before that, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, no problem. Chelsea, no problem. No, we'll brush them to one side. Being Spurs, you know, Nuno's got a good record against the top 6, so let's just hope he manages to do something against Chelsea. Big up Brian, back in the UK. Yeah, he's in the UK enjoying himself.
Back.
So welcome back. I hope certain people are ready for him. It should be interesting.
Just a shout out to everyone we do have in that. So Brian, we've got Lloyd Hughes. Hi Lloyd, how are you doing? Thank you for all your support so far. At least the Spurs women game was good. Agreed, it was good. You know, if we need to rely on something, at least we can rely on the women, I think. Yeah,
good win that was. Good game.
It was. We've got Sean Hurl back in the house. Sean, what's up? Heads in stock tonight. Yeah, I know. I mean, we've got a lot to get through tonight. We got Jamie Git, no mercy for the accused. I mean,
big up, Jamie.
We'll see what happens. Who else
Yeah.
we got here? Kevin Murray. Looking like a team without a game running out of ideas on a pitch on side. Yeah, agree with that. Yeah, I mean, before we get into the ratings, Bob, I always ask my guests, do you have a pre-game superstition that you have before every match? Sometimes it kind of like helps to ease yourself into things. I'd like to know.
Pre-game superstition. No, I don't think I do. When I used to go to Wembley or White Hart Lane, I did go through a phase where I wore the same jeans for a while, but no, that stopped. But no, I'll be honest with you. I just hope me appearing on We Are Tottenham TV isn't a curse, because I don't want to be invited back, and I don't want to be going there every time we lose. So hopefully we'll go there. Hopefully I'm invited back when we play Burnley or someone. Now I've said that, we'll probably lose against Burnley.
Yeah.
Kiss of death.
Play Burnley. But yeah. No, I mean, like I said to Mr. K last time he was on, I'm not going to reveal mine until Paxton Road hit, a substantial amount of followers. So yeah, look out for that. Let me start sharing my screen. I think we're going to get into our ratings here. It's what everybody's here for, right? Before we get into the ratings, though, as we are in a courtroom, just wanted to throw in the caveat to the viewers to say that the ratings today are not, they're the ratings for the individual performance for me, at least from my perspective. I can't speak for Bob. These ratings do not in any way reflect my viewing of the players in general. It's purely based on Saturday's match. So that's from my perspective. I don't know, Bob, do you have anything to say about that?
No, if I think they're shit, Jode, I'm going to say they're shit. So simple as, really.
Cool. No, just wanted to throw that one out there. Bob, you ready to head into the courtroom?
Oh, memories.
Memories. I know. You need to tell me about that one. I don't know about that. We need the details of that one a bit later on, right? All right. So first up, we do have our goalie, Hugo Lloris. Let's get into this. Oh dear, things have gone south since last time I did this show. It was only 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I mean, do you want to go? Do you want me to go? I'm happy to go.
I mean, I'll let you go. Ladies first.
I mean, yeah, not a great game for Hugo, really. I don't think. I think the incident, obviously everyone knows the incident with Dier really let him down. I think he did have a few good touches at the ball. I think I remember a really nice punch in the first half that was quite impressive. And I think maybe that's why I gave him the extra half a point, because of, some of the touches that he did have. But I think he could have done a bit more with the shots he had, to be honest with you. Not a good performance for me from Hugo. What about you, Bob?
No, I think that's we kind of share the same opinion. The result, the scores kind of reflect that. He flapped it across. His throw out was just lazy. There was no need. His kicking was abysmal. The third shot, if he got a stronger hand to it, could have done better. But I know Daigle's under the impression that he needs to be dropped now. We got away with it a couple of times. The first game against Man City, he made a really poor clearance as well. We got away with it with, I think it was, I can't remember, but someone just shot just wide. So he's in his last year. Yeah, do we just give him benefit of doubt? I don't know, but as a pure game, but as a purely based on the Palace game, he was 3 out of 10, which means shit.
Mm-hmm. I think with that, shall we move on? Emerson Royal. I didn't think we were going to see him start, so I was happy to see him. I think we were very limited with the squad we had. We had to see him, didn't we?
Yeah.
for me personally, I think the first half was much more impressive than the second half for him. I think I was actually quite, I wouldn't say impressed, but I was happy with what I saw from him in the first half. I think he got us the first corner early on.
Yeah.
And, he was dealing with it up against Zaha, wasn't he?
Yeah. He looked all right. He started well. But Zaha will give anyone a game. And I think they did target the right-hand side earlier on in the game purely to see what he was like. But he coped pretty well. But obviously, once Tanganga went off, he lost that protection that probably Japhet gave him. And, he was getting twisted inside and out, unfortunately for him. I did say in the previews that it's probably too early for him to not the right game to put him in, because we knew Palace were going to be buoyant. The fact we were so defensive just meant we were just asking attackers to come on and certainly take him on a regular occurrence. But 4 out of me, shit, but not as shit as Wolves.
Yeah, I think the extra half point for me was because I was quite impressed with what I saw from early on, because I hadn't seen a lot from him. Yeah. I did some research, but I think we were all banking on Tomiyasu, weren't we? So for me, I was happy with what I saw, but it is what it is in regards to a game like that, isn't it?
You can only get better.
Well, let's hope. Scotty's saying Emerson got turned inside out by Zaha. I feel we should have got Tomiyasu. Yeah, agree.
Ooh, big call there, Scotty. We'll wait and see. He had
we don't know,
had a good game for Arsenal. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
What is Sean Howell saying? Emerson left isolated and not picked out, but MF in first half, tough start against Zaha. Yeah, like Bob said, I think it's gonna be tough against Zaha, isn't it? So all right, let's move on, guys. We've got Japhet. Oh dear. It's my boy.
Oh.
Yeah. JT. Look, let me just take away this comment so we can see the full. got called out about that last time. To be honest, I think he played really well before he went off. I think probably that's why I gave him the extra point, maybe. I really love his aggression. I think it's something that we've been missing at Spurs, honestly. First yellow was, we all saw it. I think that was, it was spicy. It was, it had its moments. I think it was, warranted. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I mean, I celebrate. We celebrate. Me and John celebrated that first tackle on Zaha when he grabbed him from the shoulder and brought him down. We celebrated that like a goal. We thought it was absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Very Kileni-esque. But the second one, man, he let himself down. Yeah. There was no reason to go in, and he should know by now. I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh yeah, he's young. He's a Premier League footballer. It's not like his debut." There was no reason for him to do that or put the referee in a position where he has to make that decision.
But the thing as well, Bob, that I wanted to, say about that is that he had a similar situation, not to that exact extent, but against Wolves when, he got the yellow and then he had to keep playing up against Traore and he was fine. He showed his maturity and he stepped back. And unfortunately in this game, he let it all slip 7 minutes later or something like that. So,
he's always either getting booked or on the verge of getting booked, and he needs to get that out because we've got a Romero who's going to be coming in and getting yellow cards. If he plays the way he's been playing in Italy.
Yeah,
we can do without Tanganga picking up his yellows. He needs to move that, but again, let's just hope he learns from it. So Tanganga unfortunately was shit as well.
Oh, yeah, I think so as well. And I think, it's a shame that Dier went out so early on. We'll get into Dier, but I think, maybe if he stayed on, he could have given him a bit more of a talking to or something. But, 3 for me, 2 for you. Oh, Dier. Talking about Dier. Do you want to go?
Yeah, I mean, we're judging it. I did think about give him a low score, but it would have been unfair on him because while he was on the pitch, we looked fine, and he played brilliant, and he has been one of our better defenders. I do think Sanchez probably has been my defender of the season so far, but who would have thought Dier going off? We sit there and actually think, oh my God, what's coming now?
Mm-hmm.
But
I agree. Yeah,
he was solid. The game went downhill after he went off, and while he was on, he was pretty good. So for me, I think 6 justifies it. Not so shit.
Well, yeah, I think for me, we didn't have much time to see, did we? He went off with that terrible injury, and I hope he's okay. Actually, like you said, I don't know if a lot of us would be saying this the end of last season, but exactly. Yeah, I was not happy when I saw that happen. Yeah, really sad to see him go off like that. But yeah, I think the performance that he put in that short amount of time that we saw him, 12 minutes or something like that, did really well. Yeah, 5 for me. Just because I don't think we saw enough. But he could have been, 6 or 7 maybe exactly. If he'd. So, but yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sergio Reguilón. We're saying 4 and a 5. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. You want to go? You want me to go?
I can't remember him, if I'm honest with you. Which, not in an attacking sense or a defensive sense. He was there. It was obviously there. I can't remember many dangerous crosses coming in from the left. Having said that, or their right. Having said that, the ball did come in to Davies from that side. I know we're going to the lovely Ben Davies later on. But yeah, there was nothing. He was there on the pitch, making up the numbers, non-existent defensively. Made a couple of good tackles, but attacking wise, obviously once Japhet went on, he wasn't going to be a presence. But his performance kind of summed up the team performance. So yeah, semi-shit.
Semi-shit. I think I gave him the extra one. I mean, he wasn't getting forward enough again for me, but none of them were. So, I think for me, I remember a couple of good blocks in the first half, and then I think there was a block against Benteke maybe in the second. I'm just trying to remember. I think the reason I gave him the 5 was because I think he did a little bit of extra work there for me. I think his passes were average. I think he played okay for how the game turned out, but yeah, definitely wasn't the worst on the pitch for me for the day. And I think an average performance really. What we got, Scott
Helper, yeah, I was just going to say he did.
Yeah.
When he went over Lloris, didn't it? Again, another mistake from Lloris. It went over his head, and Reguilón had to head it out from the back. So yeah, maybe he deserves a 4.2 for that. But yeah, big up Scott. I forgot about
Thanks,
that,
mate. Scott. Oh gosh, yeah, Scotty. I'm not even going to put this comment on the screen until we get to it. But I think we need to move on. Yeah, Mr. Skipp. Oh dear. Midfield. We're coming in. Coming in. What are we saying, Bob? What are we saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I think no, you go.
I was going to say, if you look at it, and let's try and not be too harsh on the man who we're all going to talk about, is obviously Winks. He wasn't. I don't think Winks was the worst midfielder. I think Skippy was rash. He kept on giving the ball away. He showed a bit of box to box running, but we kind of expect that. But there was no quality there. But it's probably the hardest player ratings we're probably ever going to do, because let's be honest, the whole team was shit, and we're kind of trying to justify a point here and there. But Skipp, absolutely agree. Just nothing was there. There was nothing constructive. Again, comparing it to the Man City game, it was just like chalk. Was he fit? That was another question.
But that's agree. Yeah, and I think maybe that's why Mike have done. It's not his fault for that. Maybe that's more of a point off for Nuno or for the the team to kind of start him if he wasn't entirely fit for it. I don't think we had much choice, honestly, really. But yeah, I think for me, I think maybe, we don't know how much his injury was affecting him on the day. I think for me, it was a bit too safe. There's not enough creativity, but, that's the whole midfield in general. Yeah. Just a very safe performance by him. I think there was a nice play with Emerson that I can remember. There was a little bit of work there, but other than that, just pretty average, I think.
Yeah.
So we were saying Scott Helper, Skipp missed Royal on the wing numerous times. He's average, still not looking to push the ball forward enough like he did at Norwich. Looks scared to make a mistake. Yeah, agree with that, Scott. Definitely. What Sid says saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Skipp was not fit. Yeah, agree, Sid. Don't think he should have started as well.
Yeah. That was a question. We were all surprised. No one expected Skipp to start. Everyone was saying Winks probably come in for Skipp. So to actually see Skipp start was good. Alongside Højbjerg, brilliant. Ali was playing. But then Winks came in as well. Oh, no. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, we'll get on to that. All right, shall we get on to Mr. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg? For me, so I rated him a little bit down from you. I think it wasn't the best performance for him, but then again, it wasn't for everyone. It was a day that didn't go it went against us. The whole midsection, I think, was screaming for attacking players, as we all know and we've all seen. We're all crying out for a creative midfielder. This match really showed why for me and for everyone, I think. He wasn't able to get us forward. I think he did an okay job. I think it was just too safe, too compact. I think he definitely played better than Skipp and Winks. But, that's why I gave him the extra half point there. But, yeah, just not enough going forward. But it is what it is, I guess, with these guys.
Yeah, he's just, there was nothing there. I suppose with the two defensive-minded midfielders either side, it was only going to be what can you do? If you're playing alongside quality, then your quality will come out as well. Again, non-existent. I remember him doing one drag back, and that was it. But again, there's only so much you can put a blame on any of the midfielders, because they were obviously obviously they were told to play in that defensive midfield role and bring on the pressure. Completely wrong, and unfortunately he fell foul of those negative tactics, and he was shit.
as was everybody. Talking about that, I don't want to say that bringing in our next guest, because I mean, you rated him higher than I did. To be honest, I don't want to be one of these people that keeps digging out Winks. I'm a judge here. This is, I just think, we all knew that it wasn't great to have him play alongside Skipp and Højbjerg. I think everybody knew that, the lineup was not great, and to have him start alongside them, it just didn't go in his favour, did it? I know we were limited with players. Ndombele was on the bench. I don't know why he didn't play. Don't know if anybody knows at this point why he didn't play or why he didn't come on.
I don't understand why he played. I mean, okay, and Dembele he might not be fit, and personally, personally, the way he's treated is the lack of commitment, the lack of progression, lack of respect he showed Nuno. Maybe he shouldn't be in the team. But when you've got Ali, Højbjerg, and Skipp starting the game, keep that same trio of midfielders like you've done in the first 3 games. I've no idea why I changed that and to put Ali in a position where he worked really, really hard. Ali did. I know we're getting to him in a bit.
He did, yeah.
But I didn't feel sorry for Winks because he's obviously there's no talent there. His best isn't good enough for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. But he wasn't the worst. I still think he was slightly better than Skipp, but he was still poor, if you know what I mean. So, again, defensive performance, when you're playing alongside 2 defensive midfielders, there's only so much you can do progressively because all he had was really Lucas and Harry Kane to look for. So, yeah, he was. I've given all the midfielders a 4 out of 10 because they were all collectively shit.
Yeah. Well, I've given them a 3, I think, apart from Højbjerg, just that he was a little bit better. But yeah, we've got a lot of work to do in that area, obviously. But yeah, moving on. So Dele Alli.
I'm changing that to 4, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. I think
we've upset Jess in the chat. By the way, Jess TH.
I know. Apologies, Jess.
Says,
apologies, Jess. I did see that.
Ali. We'll
bring that up. Apologies, Jess.
Sorry, Jess.
Please don't desubscribe. Please do not do that. We'll give our reasons, and you don't have to agree with them. Scotty, I know, he's saying that Ali pisses you off. Yeah, I mean, we all have our opinions. Yeah. Scotty, 3 at best. Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I think he was working hard. I think it's not his best position. I think he was struggling to get the ball. I think, he's just not able to take it forward. I think I gave him the highest score because I could see, he was doing such a good job of running up and down the pitch. I think he was blocking really well. I think he was pressing well. I think he was attacking at times, but, just not enough, obviously, in a game like this, that you need him to do more. So, Bob, why the 4? 4/5.
The reason why I thought 5 first was because he did work hard. He made a couple of good tackles in his own defence. But then when you think about it, that's the least we should accept from a Spurs player. And for me, Ali is an attacking midfielder. He was out there on the left to make us better as an attacking unit, but it was non-existent up there. And should he get brownie points because he's working hard? I expect that. Like I say, I expect that from all our players. So 5 was, but 4. Yeah, 4 for being good, working hard, being a box to box. But no points for being that attacking threat that we all expect Dele to be. If he's going to be that player now, where we're not going to have that attacking, attacking midfielder or attacking threat from a Dele Alli like we did a few years ago, then we seriously have to think about his definitive position because we need a number 10, and so far since last season, it's actually Lucas who's been our best number 10. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think we're getting a bit of Dele hate there in the comments. I mean,
can I just want to say as well, super chat scum. If you want to take your racism elsewhere, well, that'll be absolutely fine, mate. Because I might stink. Apparently, you say, but you just stink as a person. So take your racism. And guys in the comments, if you want to lay into him, by all means. I know you've got some class people in the chat who won't stand for that. So by all means, if you want to let him know what you think of him. But racism won't be tolerated on any channel, mate. Never mind this channel.
Not at all. No.
Sorry about that.
Please do not do that. We do not tolerate racism or any kind of discrimination at all here. So I think now, shall we move on to Lucas Moura?
Can't remember what did. Oh yeah, Lucas.
We got sixes. I mean, for me, he was my man of the match. I don't know about you, Bob. What are you thinking?
Yeah, it wasn't hard. We kind of expect Lucas to do what he does. He's always on looking forward. He's the fact he takes on about 3 or 4 players in a game is what we expect now, and that says everything. We just take it for granted now, don't we? Especially the first 10 minutes, 10, 12. I know we're just narrowing it down for literally the first 10 minutes, but he was easily our best player, even down to 10 men. He was the one. I remember when he played a 1-2 with Harry Kane about 284 times. It was absolutely brilliant to see Lucas just not going away from the Sanders he's set, and he's been our best player attacking wise this season alongside Sonny. So no, Lucas did what Lucas does. Very attacking, great skill, great dribbling, very intent on trying to make a difference in the last third. But unfortunately, he was let down by the shit show around him.
I agree. I think for me, Moura, I was so impressed with him, especially in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the match. I think he is just what we need. He's the only one trying to drive the ball forward in that match, and most of the time as well. I think he's so fast. He's like an energizer bunny going up and down the pitch all the time, isn't he? And in the first couple of minutes, for me, it looked like he could be a real damage. I think he had our only shot on target as well, and I think if he had more opportunity, he could have turned the game around for us. So, yeah, I'm always impressed with Lucas. I think he did the best that he could in that match, and unfortunately for him, there just wasn't enough chances to do that. So,
just I say, you just hope his positivity and his quite clearly confident as well. We just hope he doesn't lose that, because we need, if we're going to be anywhere near successful this season, we need a positive and a confident Lucas, and onwards and upwards with him. I think he's been absolutely brilliant.
Definitely, no, 100%. Oh dear. So, Mr. Kane, what are we saying for Harry Kane? Harry Kane, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I mean, hopefully, there won't be many weeks or any more weeks that you'll see a score like this from anybody. Did he even play? I don't know.
I think Alistair Gold said it the best when he said you could have put a cardboard cutout of Harry Kane up. The thing is, unfortunately for Harry Kane, what's his actions at the beginning of the season has done. He might be going through a poor run at the moment, Jodi. He might be just going through a poor run of form, and he's done that a few times with us, and he's got through it. But one thing one thing the fan base never did was pointing the finger at him and said, you know what, don't worry about it, Harry. We've got full faith in you. His actions at the beginning of the season will mean that there will be some of the fan base who will turn around and say, you know what, Harry, you're playing shit because your heart's not in it. He's given them the chance to question his commitment and his professionalism for Spurs. And unfortunately, that is his own doing. I don't agree with that. I just think he's just not playing to his strength. I don't think Nuno's playing to his strength as well. And I do believe he's missing Sonny. But unfortunately, there will be some of the fan base who will point the finger at him and say, Harry, you're not with it, mate. You're not committed to your football club anymore. Piss off.
Yeah.
But that's his own doing. Yeah. I'll say rightly or wrongly, some of the fan base will do that.
Yeah. You've got a very mixed fan base, I think, when it comes to Harry Kane, because of, the situations that have occurred. And I think for me, mentally, I don't think he's there. I think you can see it. He's been playing for England and scoring goals and stuff. And then, I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't think he's showing up for us on the pitch. But, there's been a lot that's gone on. I think as a professional, you do need to show up 150, 160% of the time.
Yeah. Show you care.
Yeah.
There was nothing vocal about him. You know, he was called over, I think by mistake, by the referee, thinking he was the captain, say, or have a word with, I think it was Emerson or Tanganga. And he just went, oh, and just walked away. You know, at least say something. There was nothing there. There wasn't any look of disappointment. There wasn't anger. There wasn't, you know, come on boys. There was a G up. There was nothing there. He literally wasn't there in person or in presence or in personality. There was nothing there from Kane. And I think we're probably now talking about it. It's probably lucky you got 3. We played with 9 men at times. There was nothing. He didn't even come deep as often as. There's no need for him to come deep because Ali and Lucas weren't making those runs. Sonny would have.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
There's a spot on there, Scott. Uninspired, lack of effort, could have been fatigued from national matches, also lack link play. Probably about the national matches. I know a lot of people are saying that, but it's not like he hasn't played a few games in midweek and then played at the weekend. I just think even when he's knackered, there's something we always expect from Kane. There was nothing there. Now it might be bigger than that. It might be a case that his head's at Man City, but the fact that his actions earlier on the season has allowed fans, some of the fan base, to point the finger at him and question his commitment. His commitment might be there completely, Jode, but the fact is he's allowed the fan base to question it, which is sad to see.
It's a sad thing, I think, as well. Like, it's a whole nother, you know, the Kane situation, I think, is a whole nother thing for a whole nother day. Like I said, it's just the performance on this match. But yeah, I think all of that has to do with, you know, the score that we've given him. And he just needs to get together. I think we need to hope that Nuno or, you know, the team can help him to bring that back because we need him, clearly. I mean, I hope we don't need him. We'd like to think we don't need him. But unfortunately, without, you know, a backup striker, without, you know, additional things that happened during the transfer window, unfortunately, I think we're in the situation where we do. So... 3s.
I mean, a couple of people are saying, and quite right, so One Tonner and Toxic, we're not having a go at Kane. He was quite clearly let down by the lack of service. You know, with 3 defensive midfielders, you're not going to have that. But what we've seen, and you know, agree with me or don't disagree or don't agree with me, but even when we've been battling against attack after attack, he always shows up. He always shows up. Maybe he was tired. Maybe it was fatigue. Maybe it was just poor forming him. Because let's be honest, it was shit for England against Poland, apart from that shot. But that's what he's got in him. But I just think he always shows up. He always fronts up saying, right, I might be going through a crap period, but I'm going to show up. I'm going to try and do I can't
He's
even
always
remember
there. He doesn't let it go, does he? You know,
I can't remember a misplaced pass, or a through ball that didn't come off, or a long ball. I can't remember Kane even attempting that, which could be down to the formation. But I just think he just didn't show himself as much as he normally does. But
he didn't get the chances, did he? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Unfortunately for him, it's a low score this week. But like I said, hopefully it's not going to be like this every week.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll come back. I'm sure I've put money on him being top strike, a Golden Boot winner again this season. I think it'll be between him and Ronaldo. He'll probably end up scoring a hat-trick against Chelsea. But that's Kane. I just think, obviously, we're judging it by this performance, and unfortunately, the team let him down. The system let him down. And if he's honest, he probably didn't put in as much effort as he normally does. But it's a one-off. He'll come back. He always does. World class.
Yeah. It's Harry Kane. All right, moving on to our subs then. So Mr. Rodon came on for Dier in the 12th minute. So not really a sub. He's a sub, but he's played a lot of the match. What are you thinking with your score?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to give him, you know, really good scores when we've conceded 3 goals. But the way he played, there was no reason not to start him. I said in the preview, we want to make as least changes as possible. And in an ideal world, you'd keep Tanganga on the right back, Dier in centre back, and Reguilón on the left, and bring in a Rodon instead of a Sanchez. That would have been just one change at the back.
Mm-hmm.
And in midfield, you keep the same midfield: Højbjerg, Winks, Skipp, and Ali. That would have been straightforward. And up front, Lucas, Kane, and instead of Sonny, would have brought in Hill. That would have been two changes to the first 11 that we've started in the first 3 games, or been our first choice 11 in the first 3 games. That would have been 2. That's minimum changes. I think we could have done so much better. We made personnel changes. We made tactical changes. We moved Tanganga to the centre back. He is a good centre back, but it was a change. Put Ali out on the left. Brought Winks in to play alongside 2 midfielders he's not played with this season. It was just a change for no reason. Rodon showed he was good when he came on. Can't give him. I'll probably take the one point I took off Ali and give it to Rodon. I would probably agree with you, give him a 5, because he did come in really difficult circumstances, and like I say, once we went down to 10 men, it was evident we were going to concede. But till then, he was absolutely brilliant. So Rodon, I agree, Scott. So I probably want to give him a 5, certainly more than Tanganga and our other defenders. So. Yeah, he was good. So I probably will change that to a 5. No reason. There's nothing to suggest, Joe, that he could not have started that game. And like I say, with Rodon in for Sanchez and Hill in, and I'm always cautious of Hill. I don't want all this messy comparison and all that. I don't agree with it. But if it meant just making 2 changes.
Yeah.
If it meant just making 2 changes in that first 11 that we've had, then so be it. What the worst could have happened? We would have got, if anything, we would have probably got a bit more attacking intent from a Hill rather than an Ali. So, yeah, that was another thing that made me scratch my head. But yeah, I'd give him a 5. The reason why it's not anymore, we did concede 3 goals, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think he held it together for a guy who hasn't really had much of a shot yet. So I think he had some good blocks as well. Like you said, I think he held it together really well, and I think he's really mature for his age as well. I just don't think he has, the leadership qualities that we need in the back line just yet. But I think he's definitely showing that he can have those. And yeah, for me, he didn't mess up at all. I think he did what he could, and that's why I've given him a 5. So, what's Scott saying? Well, you're correct, Bob. Nuno made too many changes of backline.
That's it, mate.
Tanganga. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, spot on, Scott. Yeah, it was. He could have got away with just making 2 changes there, Joe. And that's the frustration. That's the frustration. 2 changes. I guarantee. Not many things you can guarantee. But I guarantee we would have played. I guarantee we would have played better.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I think. Shall we move on to Ben? Oh dear. Shall I? If I should.
What?
Yeah, I know. Do you know what? I think I should probably bring it down to a 1. I think the only reason it was a 2 is because he didn't get an own goal, or he didn't. But he could have. He didn't handball at the time when he shouldn't have done. And I think, especially at the crucial time in the game, that we needed just to hold on, just to not concede any more goals. He stuck his hand out, didn't he? So yeah, I think looking at that again, I think your 1's probably warranted from my perspective.
Yeah, he gets a 1 for actually getting onto the bus and showing up, because he did nothing, man. I'm still trying to work what that is. I'm trying to work out what that is. What is that? How do you defend? Every defender in the Premier League puts their arms behind their back. We know that now. We know that. Everyone does. I saw our youngsters in pre-season doing that. So why cannot a 30-odd-year-old with vast experience in the Premier League, who knows what... and the worst thing about it, the ball hit his hand, and then he caressed it as well and moved it forward again. I don't know, man. It's Ben Davies. I know a certain curse likes to call him Mr. Reliable, or Shan. I have to call him Mr. Reliable. He was completely, he offered nothing. And then for the ball to come into Edouard and then him to take a couple of touches, Dave was just looking at him thinking, I don't know if I should really close him down. Should I? Yeah, I'll go and close him down. By that time, Edouard's touched the ball, controlled it, and whacked it in to make it 3-0 or 2-0. I can't remember when it was. I was in the proper depression mode, yeah. And you know, why wouldn't he? If all the defenders were on the pitch, you know, between a Rodon, Davies, Emerson, and Reguilón, who we all know isn't great defensively, the one player you expect to be closing him down is the experienced Ben Davies. Nothing, man. Nothing. He gets 1 point for jogging, for running. That's about it. And yeah, Adam, I agree, mate. I think the reason why the managers have stuck with Davies, because he does give that option of a centre back and a left back. He does fill them two positions. But if you're not going to get in quality, I don't know why you'd keep him. I'd rather have one decent or average defender who's going to give his all than a shocking Ben Davies who's going to be shit in defence. He's going to be shit in centre back. He's going to be shit in left back. So left back as well. There's no reason for him to be there. Yeah, I know, mate. I know.
Yeah, I think I'm going to drop my score. I feel a bit. I was trying to be kind. I was trying to be judgy, but it wasn't good. I got to be honest, it wasn't good.
Yeah. I think people are quite happy. Would quite happily given him 0 by the looks of it in the comments. But there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing. There was not a single bit of positiveness to come out of Ben Davies's performance. And unfortunate. Not unfortunate. It's just shit. Very shit.
Very shit day. I think Sean's summing it up here for us. Well, sum up. Very bad day at the office. Still 75% win ratio for Nuno. Still in top 6. Move on and back the boys. Yeah, 100% agree with you, Sean.
Yeah.
Big up to you, Sean. Great. You know, not a great weekend for us. Everyone, you know, whenever Spurs lose, we're always going to be upset. But in these circumstances, when everything seemed to be going against us, it just, did not help at all. I don't think.
No.
But with that, Bob, we've come to a brand new segment of the show called Crime of the Week. Crime of the Week is a segment that will be taking nominations for both on-pitch and off-pitch activities. So basically, anything that a Spurs player does on the pitch or off-pitch, you know, people can shout out, give nominations, send them through. You know, we'll judge them because we are a courtroom here. And I do have my gavel, so I will be judging things. But this week, we have a very special Crime of the Week. It is brought to you by the lovely Christian Romero and Giovanni Lo Celso. It is a double nomination this week against Tottenham Hotspur, really. So the first charge against the two Tottenham Hotspur players for making the decision, to play for Argentina in the international break against Brazil, as we all know. The second charge is against Tottenham for releasing the players, given the pandemic situation. So I think for you, Bob, who do you think's guilty in this situation? Or is it a double crime?
It's going to be a hard one, Joe, because the only people could have stopped them two is FIFA. It's not a FA issue. It's not a UEFA issue. The fact is they were called up by their country. South Americans, being South Americans, are so passionate for their country. And I think it was a case from Spurs. We don't want you to go. We really don't want you to go. Yeah. But it's your choice. It's up to you. We won't be happy if it turns sour.
Yeah.
I think the real criminals of it is the fact, well, when you look at it, they're picked by Argentina, they're selected by Argentina, they leave Tottenham Hotspur, they go to the airport, they board a flight, They get to the destination, they come off, they get to the hotel, they rest one night, they get up, they go to training, they stay another night, they get up, get changed, get to the stadium, get ready for the game. It was a shit show from that to the, and there was not a single person within the Brazilian delegate who could have who stopped them. They waited for the game to start for it to turn into. For me, the decision should have been taken out of them. FIFA should have rightly said, "Listen, guys, there's football and there's COVID. You know, there's a pandemic, there's a virus, and there's football. Let's be sensible about it. You don't have to travel."
So you're saying there's a third crime here against FIFA?
I think there's a person. It's a third party crime. It's a third party crime, and that third party is FIFA. They could have and they should have nipped it in the bud. It should never have got to the point where the likes of Lo Celso and Romero had to make a decision. They shouldn't have been put in a decision where they have to make a decision. Do they go for country and piss off Spurs and vice versa? So it should have been taken out. But money talks, Joe, and there's obviously a lot of Brazil v Argentina is one of the biggest games.
I was going to say, for my kind of piece against the players, obviously they have a duty to Tottenham. From our perspective, they have a duty to the club. But, personally, as a selfish perspective, it doesn't really get bigger than Brazil versus Argentina, does it? So from a selfish player perspective for them, it's a massive opportunity. The rivalry doesn't get bigger. It's a big thing. So I think you've got a very good point there in bringing up the FIFA aspect of it. So I think with regards to Tottenham, I think, like you said, they said no. I think they might have fined them, or they said there was going to be a fine if they went. So maybe we need to throw in a third party here and have a.
I personally think the case should be just thrown out of court because the guilty party hasn't been involved, isn't involved in obviously the main perpetrator isn't involved in the crime, who I believe is FIFA. So I think they should be free to leave.
Yeah. Okay. Well, from my perspective, I think it was a double guilty verdict against Tottenham and the players. I think both of them did their wrongs. I think it affected a lot of people, and we can only look forward to bigger and better things from there. But from my perspective, it was a double guilty verdict, and I think we should probably add FIFA into the mix as well. Good call.
FIFA, there's loads of people really, Jodi. We could have gone for. We could have gone for Nuno for his team selection, Davies for just being a footballer. There's many.
There's plenty of weeks to come. There's a lot more crime of the weeks to come. So people, please put your nominations in. Absolutely. But in terms of the show for today, Bob, we do have Rennes in the Conference League on Thursday. I'm not really going to discuss that too much. We do have Chelsea at home on Sunday. Do you have any early predictions at all for the Chelsea match?
Well, no thing is, I mean, Romero and Lo Celso come back a day before the Chelsea, so they can technically play against Chelsea. It's do we pick them? They've been away for all that time. I know we've sent out a fitness coach out to Croatia to work on them and work on their fitness. So they are, legally, lawfully. I said those two words because we are in court. They are available for the Chelsea game if they want to be picked. Personally, it's either them two, or because Tanganga's not going to be there, it's either them two or Rodon and Davies in defence. Yeah. So because it doesn't look like Dier's going to be fit, so we've got a choice of either Romero and Sanchez in centre back position or Rodon and Davies. I know who I'd pick.
What are you thinking in terms of score lines? Or should I not ask? I've seen that Chelsea squad.
I know. I'm deluded Spurs fan who clutches at straws. I've been clutching at straws for 20 odd years, 40. So yeah, for me, it's 2-0 Spurs, man. I know it's going to be, it's not going to be, but hey, it's 2-0. I always go with my heart.
Oh, I like that. I mean, for me, I just hope we come out unscathed. I'm hoping for a win. Got to be positive. But yeah, the best I can kind of think for at the moment is a draw. But I honestly, yeah, let's go in. Let's go in for a 2-0. Oh God, it's going to be scary. I don't know how I'm going to be able to watch that match. I'm very scared already.
Romero's had a couple of good games against Lukaku. He's always done well against Lukaku. Probably putting the kiss of death on that. It'll probably turn him inside out. But yeah, I mean, I would chuck in Sanchez and Romero. I'd rather have them than risk it with Rodon. Not so bad, but you know, if we play Rodon and Davies, there's two left footers in defence. We've got to take that in consideration as well. So yeah, for me, Romero and Sanchez, they've got to get match fit somehow. So put them in, and then because there's every likeliness that they're going to be. If we don't play them, then we've got Arsenal coming up the following week, and they would have had no football to the Arsenal. Obviously, we've got the Wolves game midweek. So, but no, for me, chuck them in, man, chuck them in.
Yeah, I mean, let's hope here. Bob, is there anything that you wanted to promote before we wrap up the show today?
Yeah, I mean, if I'll do a couple of shows a week. SUBSRCRIBE TV, I do a Saturday night show and the day before show, which is the day after a Premier League win. I didn't do anything this week purely because we actually played on Saturday for a change, and on Sundays it doesn't fit in. And by Monday, I was over it. I didn't want to think about it, so I didn't do a day after, day before show. But Saturday nights normally 10:30 or 11 o'clock in the Wall Show. Get some really good guests come on, and yeah, it's hopefully hopefully you'll be on it as well. And guys in the chat, anyone watching, you need to subscribe to this channel. It's a right laugh. It's a fantastic show, and it's different. It's different, and I've certainly enjoyed it.
Oh, thanks, Bob. Yeah, like I was going to say from my end, just hit that like button, guys. Please subscribe to Paxton Road TV. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. So that's all down to everybody's support. So we really appreciate everything that everybody's been doing. Please help get us to 1,000. Tell your friends, tell your family. Everybody get subscribing. We really want to bring the best content. Tell the dog, tell the cat, tell everyone. We really want to bring lots of content to you guys. So we really appreciate everything that you guys have been doing. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for the show today. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Bob, so much for coming on. I really appreciate your input and your verdicts. I mean, hopefully we're not going to have such low scoring ratings going forward.
One-off, Jodi. This was a one-off. It's not going to happen again. We've got a shit performance out of the way. No more shit performances for the season now. So we'll be all right. Big up, Kirst.
Big up, Kirst. I hope you're okay. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. We really appreciate it, and stay safe. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.